Craig's got a location on Jackknife. He's on some
Okay.
rooftops at the old runner training
So
ground.
the concept is you're trying to find Jackknife. It's fairly easy. Just follow the main structure of the level and you'll get to him. Of course, try not to completely miss that like that, because that makes your life kind of difficult. Again, I've seen faster ways of doing this. There was something to do with a bin. There's a bin down there. Maybe not that bin, but there was a bin on the other side, I think. And yeah, you can not have to do all of that fancy bit. But here, the trick is literally just to keep going. Don't stop, and you should be fine. This is also why I got the achievement for running straight for 30 meters. I think there's an achievement for that. It's something like 30 meters. And if you do it right, if you do it on easy, you're probably less likely to be shot. Which makes getting the achievement slightly easier. But it's how I got the achievement in this little bit here. Not in the runway. Runway? Is that what I mean? And these always really slow down the pace of the game. As a general rule, this game is reasonably fast-paced provided you know what you're doing, which makes it very satisfying to play when you know what you're doing, because you're just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, and you blast your way through the levels, and you're like, yep, this is easy. And then you get to one of those things and you have to turn around and it just slows everything down. You're like, oh, come on. Every single time it does it. Now, you're going to have to get into the storm drain. Storm drain, not runway. That's what I was looking for. Now this bit doesn't always work. Today is one of those occasions where it does. It just sort of like pushes you up sometimes. Okay.
The bird's bugging out. Looks like you're in the clear. Now get into those drains.
Basically just keep going round. It's the safest and most logical way. Just keep going anti-clockwise. Now, if you do it quickly, the door on the end there, you have to wait a certain amount of time before that door will open. So you press that, it'll go green. I'm going to stay up here and wait for it to open, because you have to wait a certain amount of time before it'll open anyway. Before you can walk through it after it's opened, because it takes a while and you can't really crawl underneath it. But sometimes it takes a little while to open, even though you've pressed the button. There you go, see? And now you're in the storm drains. Now, the game wants you to go up there, wants you to go up that ladder. That's the first place you would expect to have to go, but don't bother. It wastes a load of your time when you can just run up this way.
Keep going. Don't think those blues won't come down here.
Yeah, those blues, they're definitely going to come down here.
On the wires. Shit. Looks like they anticipated you might duck in here and send a sniper.
Really? What a surprise. Now here, there's a rat on that little ledge. He's going to get shot. See? Every single time. Now, there is a guy here. You could try and take him out. It does save on you being shot at when you're going down this one. It is true. So as a general rule, I always take him out. It also saves being shot at when you're running down the bit on the way back. This bit here. He'll shoot at you and can sometimes do a fair bit of damage, and on harder difficulties becomes a pain. Try and hug the inside of the wall as well. You have a higher chance of making the jump. Now be careful here.
You're inside. Get out of there, Faith.
Come on. You can see the cops there. Now. The mistake I made the first couple of times I played this took ages for me to figure out. You slide down here, you don't jump, you won't make it to that second bit of bridge. You have to go all the way down here. And then land like that. Or at least that's what I always have to do, because if you can make that, I never made it. And you can also wall run along these walls and jump onto there, but again, it's always unpredictable, and I really can't bother to sit here for 5 minutes trying to wall run across that little bit there. It drives me mad when I continually die trying to do it. It is faster, so if you're trying to do a speed run, I would advise trying to do it. Oh dear! And yeah, that happens sometimes.
Hampton Town access point. Your exit, Faith. Jackknife ain't far.
Now the trick is just to climb all the way back up again. Again, see what I mean? Just turn these, it slows everything down because it takes ages. You might as well jump most of that. We're trying to walk across the whole thing. Okay, now we're near enough there, at the top now. Now here, you're going to have to press the button. You go and jump on here. You don't get too hasty and do anything stupid, because this isn't the thing that's going to go up. So you do want to be ready for this one that comes up. Eventually it will turn red. Don't jump immediately as soon as it turns red, because it will probably hurt you. Oh, that said, actually, it turned later than I remember. But I always wait until it's about the right level. And I also don't fight the police on this bit. Ever. There's not really a huge amount of point. Just run over them all. In here. Okay. Now, we're getting pretty close to Jackknife now. And I'm very sure the speed run for this is 11 minutes, so it's the longest speed run as well. So if you can do all the speed runs, then no mission should take you more than 11 minutes. This being the longest one. Which is odd. Most game makers don't normally put the longest levels right at the beginning. There he is. Yeah, if you jump too early sometimes, that sort of thing will happen, and it just sort of has a bit of a fit, and just, yeah, it will stop and it will slow your pace right down, so you want to try and get the timing as right as possible. And obviously grabbing hold of things slows you down. But you don't really have to worry about losing him because he's not going to run away. I mean, I'm sure if you took ages he might run away and you might fail the mission, but as a general rule, he stands there and he waits for you. So, it is also possible to catch him.
Hey, you're losing him.
You'll always be told you're losing him though. Oh dear. Ow. Yeah, don't walk off that. Jump. There you go. There's a lesson for all of you. And in here, there'll be 2 elevators. Don't bother getting to the first one. That's where he is. He's going to close the door. So go straight for the second one. And out here, he's all cocky, and you follow him, and you're like, actually no, I'm not gonna follow him because that's stupid, clearly, and yeah. And he also apparently pushes that off the edge.
Can you find another way through to him?
No, you can't see. I'm not gonna risk getting any closer to the edge there. Okay, so you just jump off the edge here. Okay. Now here, you need to be careful because that happens. For some reason, the physics doesn't like to like clip you. Like most of them will like snap you on when you jump from pole to pole. It will snap you to the next one, and it will just, you won't have to worry about missing it. But those ones, quite often you can miss it. Every single time I try that as well, she doesn't wall run on that last bit. A number of times I've tried that, but it's not really a big deal. You just spawn back down here again. You jump. And you go over here, and you talk to Jackknife, and you have a bit of a have a go at each other. It's all fine. So there you go. There's chapter 2.
Tell me what Icarus has to do with Pope's murder, Jack.